video is brought to you by Letsynthesize Academy, the #1 place for practice-oriented courses for serious music producers.
Yo, Dan Larson here, welcome to the newest Synthesize Sunday episode, and today I want to teach you how to distort, how to crunch your sound like crazy, but still keeping it usable through this little thing I made. Go to my Patreon below if you want to grab this whole project and check my academy for awesome start to finish courses, but right now let's jump into it. Okay, so this is the sound that I want to talk about today. By the way, everything is synthesized here, so even this kick is synthesized too. We are just having too much noise coming from the operator preset itself, so I had to resample it. I have the snare, that is basically 3 instances of operator. Oh no, the third one is serum, but never mind, it is synthesized too. By the way, this is the sound that I made in my Tear Out masterclass, so click here if you want to check it. But of course you can find this in the Patreon download too. I have the bass and this weird whatever. But today I want to talk about this kick sound. As you can see, I applied only an EQ8 on the bounce version. Okay, so here comes the operator preset. Now it is very important to add extra voices and some FM to it to make it sounding very gritty and, well, heavily distorted sounding. Now I use the chorus ensemble, 2 voices of unison. It's called spread, that is built into operator, and as you can see, some FM here and there. So the main idea is the pitch envelope to have a huge kick in the beginning of the sound, and this is what I made here. So this is how it sounded or looked originally. I just replaced it with a better looking transient. So if I this is without the pitch envelope. It sounds nice as a bass sound, but it definitely needs that kick. The main waveform is a sine wave, and I use operator B as a transient, so this only adds some higher overtones only on the transient part, and another operator that creates some extra grit, extra noise on top of the sound. So let me demonstrate it. Of course, if I overdo it, the whole sound turns into like unusable, noisy kind of thing. But adding just a touch to it, it can create very nice overtones. So I added a chorus ensemble, and here is the main distortion, because distortion is an important part of it. So I use an operator trash and a saturator and another trash and the gate in this rack, because without that, and with the rack, so the first preset contains some huge distortion on the lowest part, on the lowest band, and another one distortion rubber hammer on the mid part, and another one on the top. But on the middle part I have another distortion, stage 2, and it is uncontrolled static. And the last thing is the dynamics, so I had to compress it a little. So we have this saturator boosting the drive up to really high, and another instance of trash 2 with almost the same setup, but with different distortion types here and there, as you can see. So basically I'm distorting only the lower band here. As you can hear, this trash creates very nice overtones on the subby part. This is why I distort the sub there, but I'm just using 91%, so I let through the sub a little. And then a gate to kill this very weird noise that the distortions generate. So this is the distortion rack that is the most important part here, and I use another distortion, comes from the pedal. It's just a slight distortion, another gate to get rid of the noise again, and the Serum FX. Now setting up Serum FX in Ableton is a little tricky, but it is very easy. If you drop an external instrument, you can find it here in the instruments. So external this thing here in a rack and choose the track that it is on. So it is called Kick Operator, as you can see it is on the same track, and select Serum FX in it. So from this point, you will be able to control serum effects very easily, like if it was the full synth serum. And that is essential if you want to use LFOs with like trigger or envelope mode synchronized to your DAW. So I use a band reject filter to filter out those very weird middle and middle low frequency aggressiveness. And then an OTT. This evens out the frequencies, so this is why it sounds so nice and even. But at the same time, I wanted to clear this part, so I didn't want to have too much high frequencies in this part. This is why the EQ here in Serum FX automating the frequency of the low pass. Ouch! So this is too much, this is why I had to use the CQ8. So this is Serum FX, then I dropped another OTT and then heavy EQ8, as you can see, to make the sound a little closer to my reference. That was a Sophie track, and another EQ8 at the end. So as I experienced, if you work with very heavy distortion, you need to work with very heavy EQing at the same time, because with distortion you can generate very cool overtones, but at the same time unwanted overtones, unwanted frequencies that must be EQ'd out or filtered out, and this is why I have these crazy setups here on the EQ8. So once again, if you work with heavy distortion, you always need to keep a little sub going through the distortions without affecting, without distortion. But if you don't do that, just make sure that everything sounds punchy and fresh and subby. And because with distortion you can easily go into noise, I think this is an important part. Also, filtering and EQing can create lots of space and lots of clarity with heavily distortion sounds. And if you go with this, I'm sure that your sound design game will definitely improve. Okay, so if you want to grab this whole project, check my Patreon in the description and check my academy for awesome start to finish courses. I was Larson. See you guys next time. Peace!